How to make a bone flute. The type of bone I will be using is a turkey leg. You will need these tools in order to do this project. The tools are a Dremel, extra Dremel bits, a sharp blade to scrape the bone, and the turkey leg. The first thing you're going to want to do to your bone is use your blade to scrape off any excess meat that is left on the bone. This will make it easier to work with the bone and make it a little less disgusting. Now we are going to boil the bone in order to get rid of any sliminess left on the outside of the bone. Once you've let the bones boil for a couple of minutes, let them dry. They should start to take on a chalky white color. Now, before we start working on the bone, make sure to wear some kind of mask to protect your breathing. You do not want to breathe in any sort of bone dust or fragment. Now, grab your Dremel, and this is the bit you will want to be using to saw off the ends of the bone. We are going to use the Dremel to saw off each end of the bone, otherwise known as the epiphyses. It should look like this after you've finished sawing off each of the epiphyses. Now we are going to again boil some water. We are now going to use the routing bit on our Dremel. With the Dremel, carve away as much of the brown gunk on the inside of the bone as you can. According to a 2008 study led by German archaeologist Nicholas Conrad, the bone flute is the oldest instrument known to man. Conrad and his team discovered this 40,000-year-old flute with 5 finger holes and a V-shaped mouthpiece at Hohlfels, a Stone Age cave in southern Germany. The flute was carved out of a vulture bone and measured 8 millimeters wide and 34 centimeters long. Some other examples of ancient bone flutes found in other areas are the Živje Bebe flute from Slovenia, Easterich flutes from France, and the Jiahu flutes from China. There are many different hypotheses about what early ancient musical instruments were used for. In a paper by Edward H. Hagen and Gregory A. Bryant, professors at the Institute for Theoretical Biology in Berlin and the University of Santa Cruz, respectively, they hypothesized that human music evolved from animal territorial signals and was used to convey alliances and bonds. Stephen Brown's musa-language hypothesis of evolutionary musicology connected the evolution of language and music together. He stated that language and music share 3 similar properties: lexical tone, combining phrases, and expressive phrasing mechanisms. And that we as humans can combine the two to express more of what goes across our minds. Lexical tone refers to the pitch of speech. Combining phrases refers to the ability to form small phrases from different tonal elements. And expressive phrasing is the device by which expressive emphasis can be added to the phrases. The main guide I used to learn how to make this bone flute was andyletke.com, a personal blog website by a musician named Andy Letke. He made a page where he documents his process of creating his bone flute. After getting out as much of the brown gunk as I could, I gave it a quick spray down with the jet setting on my hose. Then I used this tool to get out even more of the gunk. You want to have the inside as clean as possible. This stuff is nasty, it looks like earwax. Once again, I gave it another jet spray down just to get out any leftover gunk. Now you should be able to see all the way through the bone front to back. We are going to place the mouthpiece on the thinner end of the bone, on the opposite of this indent. I use the scraping end of this tool to scrape out a little rectangular shape where I will cut out the mouthpiece. Using the routing bit on the Dremel, I carved away the spot where I marked. This is what it should look like. Now we will use a drill bit to put the holes for different notes into the flute. Once you've added your holes, the bone flute is finished. The way I made it, I was able to produce 3 different tones. Here's a demonstration. Now, as a reward for watching through this video patiently, here's something completely different.